Before we move on, I want to save our file through this point. So do a save as, and we're on page 231. And let's just save that to make sure we have a fallback before we move on. The next thing we're going to learn about is recoloring artwork. This can be really useful when global swatches were not used originally, and it would be really time consuming to change a lot of colors. So using this Recolor Artwork command, we can change colors, the number of colors, and we can map an existing color to a new color and more. Before we move on, we need to select everything on this active art board. So all on active artboard, and that's going to get everything going for us. And then at the bottom of our properties panel, we do see a quick action of recolor. If you didn't see that or wonder how to get to it on your own, you can go through edit and then edit colors and then recolor artwork. It's the same thing, it's just a quick step over here. So we're going to click on recolor and we get a new dialog box with a lot of things going on. First thing we need to do is kind of take a look at what's going on here. We have two tabs. We have an edit and an assign. So if we're going to edit our colors or if we're going to assign what exists in this document to a new color. All of our color groups that are available are over here on the right hand side, and we have an option now to move ahead and we're going to hide the color group storage icon. So this icon right over here, hide the color group storage, we're just going to push that shut. So it's just a toggle that opens or shuts this panel. Okay, we're now in the Recolor Artwork dialog, and we're going to click on the Edit tab. Rather than assigning, we're going to do some editing. So here we see our color wheel. Remember, our hues go around 360 degrees, and our saturations go from white to fully saturated, so from the center out to the edge. The colors in this document are shown with these color markers or circles, and you can tell that the first one that we're looking at is orange, it's the biggest, and then we have the green and the cream colors. We can edit these individually, or we can edit these as a group. We can do it visually or by numbers. Before we move on, I'm just going to show you that we have a dotted line right now, which means these are being edited individually. You don't need to do this. I'm going to undo that whole thing. However, if they were locked, we have a solid line and they all move in tandem. So we get lighter, we go out, whatever. Again, I'm going to undo. Hopefully, I'm going to undo. If ever you screw up, this handy dandy little eyedropper up here will just go get the colors from your selected artwork. It's kind of like a reset. So link harmony colors was, it's off right now. We have dotted lines so we can edit them individually. So that's the first thing we want to do, make sure that this is disabled and we have dotted lines. We're going to click on the yellow marker, and that's this one. And we're going to drag it from the center into a lighter orange to change that. So we're visually changing it, and look at our hue, saturation, brightness at below, which is another way of measuring color, is changing. So if we drag it up towards the oranges somewhere and let go, it will change. We don't have to name our color using HSB. If we click on these three lines, we can change into something that we're more familiar with, or in this case, we've been using CMYK. So if we want to, we can change them visually, like we just did with the orange. I'm just going to click away here. Or we can change them numerically. So the orange we change visually. Let's select the green one. We're going to change this one numerically. So we're not even going to bother dragging it around. We're going to come down to our numeric part. We're going to click on the other modes and we're going to switch to CMYK. All we're going to do here is we're going to change our Y value. We're going to take out a lot of the cyan. We're going to drop it down to 15. And it did move, and nothing else did because they're unlinked right now, and that's fine. And we're going to say, let's see if it did move. It didn't. I'm sorry, I had to hit tab to get it to change. There was no change until I went down to this next family. So let's see if I can undo that. I'll recolor completely. I'll drag this one to an orange. I'll grab this one. And this number we're wanting to change to 15, but to get the preview, we have to hit tab and go to the next color coordinate so that this one actually changes. So it recolored everything that was green is now blue. And we can say okay to that. We can also deselect our artwork. Something else that we can do within this dialog is that we can change the number of colors in our artwork. So beyond changing how many colors we see, we can also assign them. So we could say everything that was gray now should be pink. That's the assigning part. Let's go to a new artboard, number 4, sunglasses. And you can see we have a cyan, maybe a tint of the cyan, and white and purple, and this bright magenta, a tint of it, white and green. With our selection tool, we're going to click to select the green sunglasses. And we're going to come over into our recolor option over here in the properties panel. From in here, we want to make sure that the assign is the one that is showing, and it is. And the colors that we see here, maybe I should move this off to the side, are the current colors. We have green, we have a pink, we have a magenta, and we have a white. So these are our 4 current colors. By the way, white, blacks, and grays are typically preserved or not changed. So you see that here's the white bar. All 3 of these have an option of what they could be new, and currently they're the same color. We can change these 3, but we can't change white. So typically whites, grays, and blacks, they don't allow you to change or assign to a new color. All right, the current colors are listed in what's called hue forward sorting, meaning that they're arranged top to bottom as they go around the color wheel. The current color column shows what it originally looked like, and then to the right in the new, what it could be assigned to. From our color menu, right now we're in auto, we're going to use the drop down and we're going to choose, let's make this only one color. And it said, okay, everything that was green, pink, and dark pink has now moved into the green color family. And you can see that it's replaced this with the versions of the green. A tint is made for each. All right, in our new column, we're going to come over here and we're going to double click on the green color, and that's going to pull up our color picker. And from here, we're going to go into our swatches. Instead of using the color picker and our spectrum, we're going to switch to color swatches. And this is going to show you all of the swatches that are currently found in our swatch panel. So we can scroll down and eventually we get to the ones that we had named. And we could change it to be burnt orange. And if we say okay to that, it's going to replace these colors with the burnt orange family. And since we're limiting it to just one color, it's going to give us tints of that color as well. And then we can say okay to that, and we have a new pair of sunglasses. If we were to pick the purple one, I'm just going to experiment and go off book right now. I'll probably regret it, and choose recolor. What would happen if we picked 2 colors? Okay, it's saying we're going to shift to these 2 colors. What if we wanted 3 colors or 4 colors, which is all? But by switching it to 1 color, you can see that we're telling it to be all in the purple family instead of the blues that were currently inside there. All right, I'm going to hit cancel, and we can save this file as 235. And this is actually the last thing we're doing with this particular document. So when we're done saving this one, we can close this file. We're going to be working with a new file covering our last topic in this chapter, which is the Live Paint tool. So go ahead and close that, and we'll have our final video next.